I've got quite a lot of questions. I think the most obvious one to start with would be for you to explain your Nexus theory of autism and the four main causes of developmental delay.
So the most common cause of developmental delay used to be iodine deficiency, and cretinism and these things came from the iodine deficiency. So that was one. So that's the single most preventable cause of developmental delay in the world. But when you read the references about it, they don't tell you why. All they do is tell you that iodine deficiency causes it. And the second most preventable cause is iron deficiency. Once again, they don't tell you why. They just tell you it's essential for development, but they don't tell you why. And then one of the things I noticed with the kids is the vitamin D levels were low. And so I looked that up, and then you come across vitamin D deficiency as being a cause of developmental delay. So we already have, now we have the four. We have the iodine deficiency, and the iron deficiency, the B12 deficiency, the paradoxical B12 deficiency, and the vitamin D deficiency. So I then started thinking, well, where is it that these all come together? Is there a nexus? Is there something that they're all involved in which can explain what the problem is? When you look at the incidence of vitamin D deficiency, it's just been going up and up since they invented sunscreen, basically, and it's been going up. So I thought, well, maybe vitamin D is involved in it. So part of the Nexus theory is to go through, and the last step in activation of vitamin D to the active 125 hydroxy D is a step that involves iron. So that's your iron deficiency is a step that involves FAD. So that's one of the active B2 derivatives. So there's your B2 or iodine deficiency. To make the protein that does it is an iron sulfur protein. And to make iron sulfur proteins, you need active B12. So that's the nexus of, and obviously you need vitamin D. So there's your fourth one. So that was the activation of vitamin D. So there was some interesting data that came out a couple of years ago about the need for sunlight on the eye to activate vitamin D in the brain. So it's slightly different to the rest of the body. You need this stimulation on the eye. So that was part of it. So then what does vitamin D do? And so then you come across another thing where vitamin D works with melatonin in the brain to stimulate neuronal stem cells to divide into to differentiate into oligodendrocytes. And they are responsible for myelination. And you can show this delayed myelination in autism. And so then you have this nexus theory, the nice bit, you've got to activate vitamin D, and you need B12 for the production of melatonin. And there you have this myelination, delayed myelination. It's associated with poor speech development, with coordination issues, which are big with the kids, and a lot of developmental things. That's the one big side of the nexus, those two coming together.